Hi and welcome to today's video in which I have my update for my project pan, which is to use 23 items in 2023. So I have rolled quite a number of items out over the course of this year, but I've always got enough items to work through. Some have been in from the beginning and others I've had multiple rollouts and roll-ins, if you know what I mean. So I'll go through the items that I'm using at the moment. The first one was new in this month, and it is the Illamasqua Hydra Setting Spray, which I would say is, I was using MAC Fix Plus before the standard one. This one has more of a sticking power to it, so I tend to use, but it is a hydrating one, it doesn't mattify. So I use this before I add mascara, or else because I won't wait long enough, I will put it on when mascara is wet and it can make it move. So I generally put this on, then I use mascara. And it came in at 116 grams at the start. It's now 112 gram. So considering I've not been well over the past month and not used makeup much, I'm very, very pleased with that one. Then I have my Vivienne Westwood perfume, and I have made significant progress because regardless whether I wear makeup or not, I do use my perfume. So that's where I'm up to. So as the jar tapers, I've probably got another month, perhaps. Perhaps I'll get it done by next month, if not the month after, if I carry on, which I'm really hoping to do. Then I have an Essie polish. Now the Essie polish has all been used up. You can see there's a window here. There's nothing left to use up. Had one more use after the last video, and then I rolled in a Barry M1, and it's called Jelly High Shine Nail Paint, and this is in Tiramisu. This was full to the top, and it's now, if I can get it to, I'll show you the label, it's now there on the label. So I have used it quite a few times. Now it's a lovely taupe, a neutral taupe, but it doesn't last well. I do put a base coat, 2 coats, and it's not a particularly fast drying formula, and then a top coat, and unfortunately it chips within hours. So I've had other ones in this range that have been better. This one I don't think is particularly long wearing on my nails, but it is available because I only purchased that recently. Then we've got Olaplex number 6, which I use all the time. So what I've got is, last month it was 114 gram, and this time it's 107. So I've used about 6.5 gram, which seems to be fairly average. I use a small amount when I wash my hair, and that's twice a week. So it does help with my hair a bit sleeker, but as I've been unwell and been in bed, it does look quite tousled, unfortunately, because I only just felt a little better this morning and thought I would do the video. So that's where I'm up to there. It's got steady use. Then I have Becca Champagne Pop Crayon, which is here. I'm not able to show any use at all. I mean, it has had use over the months, but the lines are all merging together, so it's no use making them. But I suppose I've used about a third, I think. So this is going to definitely, if I roll it over to the next project pan, I don't think I'm going to be able to use it up this year, because I only use it on the brow bone. I lay it down, so it's a bit tacky before I add my highlighter on the brow bone. So, but it's old and it does need to be used up, but it does do its job fairly well. Then I have my Max Factor foundation, and it's in Ivory. Let me get that. So basically it is called the Miracle Pure Skin Foundation, and this one I would say is a BB cream. It's got hyaluronic acid and vitamin C, and it offers SPF 30 PA+++ in 40 light ivory. So I've used that a little bit, and let me just think, it's started off at 50 gram, then it went to 39.5 gram because I used it quite a lot between July and August, but I've not been well between August and September, so I've only used 4 gram. So it's now 35.5 gram. So I've used it a few times, but not that much. But it is a light to medium coverage only, a very light medium, I'd say. The next item is my main foundation, and I've got that on today. There's quite a lot of windowing, if you can see, and that's where I'm up to. So it's the second month it's been in, so I have still managed to do quite a lot, make use it quite well. And the weight has gone on there from 120.5 to 119.5 to this time 113.5. So when I've tended to use this whenever I've used foundation. The next item I've got is Rimmel Scandalise, and it's had fairly steady use, even though, can you see within each one they're more or less the same, even though I've not been well. When I have worn makeup, I just use it there. And then I don't sharpen it every time, and I use it perhaps every 3 or 4 times. So it is getting its use, and it is a very soft crayon, and it is available at the moment, as I'm aware. Then I've got the Becca Colour Corrector, which obviously is discontinued, and I've had quite a bit of use, and it has got a big dip on it now. And this is very emollient rather than waxy. It has moderate coverage, and then I set with a little bit of setting powder. So I've got that on the eyes today, and considering I've not been well and the circles tend to go very black, it hasn't done a bad job at all. I'm quite pleased with that, but it would be discontinued. Now, I would say it's not my favourite corrector. I will be buying my favourite corrector once I've used the ones I've got, or rebuying it. And then I have the Tarte's Pro Glow, and that is a palette. So you've seen this since the very beginning. I just don't think it's going to finish. I've been mainly using the cream one, and that's where I'm up to now. I use a sponge. For a couple of times, including today, I've used the powder. I've used this, and then I topped it off with that today. So no, they've got very, very deep pans. So yeah, I was fairly confident I would hit pan. I'm not particularly at the moment, but who knows? It can just suddenly happen. So that's the Tarte's Pro Glow, but it is easy to use, the Tarte products. Then I have a blush. Now, last time I had the By Terry, which was on its last legs. And if you saw my empties video, it's finished. So I've introduced a miniature product. It's called Ginger by Laura Mercier, and I got that in an advent calendar recently, or last year. And I've started using it. Now, this is a matte. It doesn't come with a mirror, and there's already quite a big dent. I may hit pan. I'm likely to hit pan this year, and I would say it's a tawny colour, so but not the creamiest. But it's an okay powder. So and it gives a moderate amount of coverage. You don't put it on and go, wow, that's gonna really overpower. It's one that you really need to build up. I think most of these are like that with Laura Mercier. It's a slow build up, but I do like that. Then I have, let me just look, I'm sorry I'm having to look down. I've got By Terry Eye Crayon in, that is from the Black Star range in bronze. And I've been using that most of the time I wear makeup. I've not got it on today. And I would say I'm over halfway through, but there's no use marking it. It's much the same as it was last month, and that was much the same as the month before. But in saying that, it's just the lines are all blending together. But overall, I would say that I've used over half. So I'm hoping to get this finished this year. I shall do my darnest to do that. What I could do is use it as a one and done. I should have stick a few times, and that would speed up the process. Then, but I haven't done that up to now. Then I have an Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder, which in all honesty, I've not used. So, well, not used in the last, since August, because I've not felt that I've needed it. But I do think it is a beautiful product in its own right. It's one, I do love the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powders. And then I've got my highlighter, which I've got on today, and it is the very shiny Too Faced Love Light Blinded by the Light. So it is a champagne shade. Now I wanted to get level pan, and I would say I am now, but I'm going to give it. I'm going to carry on using it. I probably won't roll another one out because it's on a waffle pan, I think, because it's baked. So I've hit my goal, but I'm going to carry on using that. So yes, it's quite nice. Then I've got, let me just have a look, Rowan Disco Eyes. Now that is, let me just get that. Here it is. you can see that that's the sparkle of the highlighter. So this, I haven't used this at all, but obviously it's reached my goal of hitting pan, but that's not to say I won't continue using it. I will. But I've just been wanting to work through some of my eyeshadow palettes that already had glitters in, so I've not really been working on that. I try and focus on a palette each month at the moment. I've been doing that since the last 2 years. I've been focusing on a palette and rotating through my collection. Then I have, eyebrow. So I had a Wonderlust brow. I had a bit left. If you saw my empties video, it all went. It wasn't particularly good. And I'll show it you now. It's nearly empty. Well, it is empty, sorry. It didn't have a lot left, and that's all gone. It dried and it did crumble a bit towards the end. So I've got the maximum out. I think it's quite old, so I won't be necessarily using that one again from this company, but I do like other products from Wonderbrow. It's a shame this didn't work for me. It was very dry. So I introduced BBB London. I think it's Brow Bar London. And it is the Ultra Slim Brow Definer, which I got in a beauty box or an advent calendar, I can't recall. And this is a universal, to be honest, it's a fairly pale colour. And maybe it was in blonde or light, but there it is. It's quite light. It wouldn't suit darker tones. Now, it's fine. But what I will say is I have patches where I don't have much hair and it doesn't want to stick. Doesn't want to lay down colours. You've got to try and put loads and loads on. So I don't know. I don't particularly rate this. And I know what defining they say, well, it is really for just flicking up and making individual hairs. It just doesn't do it on me. So I just use it as an overall block, if you know what I mean. And I've really pushed in there hard and it's gone off. It's slightly darker than this. I will show you. It's not the best. It's not really is difficult to use and get it to build up. Now it's done it now, probably because I've set it with my face with powder and maybe it's sitting better. But if you've got any moisture or product like foundation near it, it doesn't want to go on at all. So can you see it even at the tail end? So it's not something I would buy, because my favourite things are Benefit. I love the Benefit range. They work wonderfully for me. But it's okay. But like I said, I didn't buy it, so that's fine. Then I have, but did I show you how much is there? Right, where is it? The BB Brow. I put it in. It was there. Now it's there, and that's the end. That's how big the pencil is. Just had a bit of use, which is good. Then I have the. I've used a Marks and Spencer's shadow that was at its very last legs. I couldn't find it within my reach, and it's now all gone. It was in my empties for August. Because I did quite well wearing makeup for August. I wasn't too bad then. And I've now introduced, what have I introduced there? Oh, Mighty Mattes, which is a tin. It's quite an old matte from W7. And I'm focusing on this as a base, overall base, before I put the rest of my shadows on to let the other shadows blend easy. Yeah, I'm hoping to get hit pan on that. It's had quite a lot of use, but I'll show you each month and hopefully I'll hit pan. And then the next item is the Eyeko eyeliner in Cocoa. Let me just get that. Here it is. And I haven't got it on today, but I have been wearing it most of the time. I think this is going to last the end of the year. It's a very warm brown, and I'll show you the progress. I don't want to break this by holding up to the paper, but I've just made a tiny bit of progress, if you can see there. But it seems to be steady, fairly steady each month. And then I had a lipstick, which is the Estee Lauder one. I had a bit left last time. I used that up fairly quickly in August. That all got used up. And then I've put in a new one, which is by Becca. Here it is. And it's called Yours Truly. So Becca, obviously this is discontinued, but it's a cream and I've got it on today. It's a neutral but a bit warm for me, but I love Becca products and I love the magnetic top. The packaging of Becca has always been very, very nice. Now I've actually put in, that's the end of the lipstick in the tube. So I've just made a little bit of progress because I have used it quite a few times. And the next item is the Stila lip balm stain. Now I've used all of this since I managed to get it all up because I've been using it of an evening, and that was used in August. So I was able to put it in last month's empties. This is discontinued, but boy, this lasted a long time, many uses. I couldn't believe it. Then I managed to put in instead this lip gloss, and in copper, and it's by Bare Minerals. It's only a half size, and it's Bare Gen Nude, I think it's called, in copper. I think it's called copper, but there's no name on it. It's a very thick gloss. There's another helicopter going over. Gosh, I can't believe this. I get helicopters going over all the time when I'm on a flight path. So it's lovely to top another lipstick, which I'm going to be showing next. So use that as a bit of a topper. The next one is Patrick Tar. Oh, that one was called Patent Copper. And then I've got Patrick Tar Lip Colour You're So Confident. And this is a lacquer, a very shiny lacquer. And it is not showing any windowing. I thought this was paint on the inside, but it does actually window if you push the wand against it. I've used it 8 times in total, so no, you can't see any use at all. But if I hold it up to the light, there's no use at all. But yeah, I like it. It's very long lasting, but it's not transfer proof. But I do put a bit of gloss on top in the centre, so that's how the Gen Nude is being used. And then the final one is Revive Lip Balm, which was put in last month. And that is from an advent calendar, because it is expensive. It's around £40. So it's 17.5 gram when it was put in. It's now 16 gram. And I've been using this mainly at night. Well, I didn't use it initially because I had another product that I wanted to use and get out of my collection. So it's had about a week or so of use, and it's lovely and cooling. It's got a little metal ending which does sit comfortably onto the lips. It has a menthol taste, and it's really nice. I really enjoy this, but it is very expensive. So I shall let you know my thoughts on my various favourite balms at some point, but this is certainly very good. So they are all the items in the project pan. I hope you found it interesting, but can I say thank you very much for watching, as I do appreciate that your time is valuable. I hope you've had a good summer if you're somewhere where it is summer going into autumn, and and I hope you've enjoyed your makeup that you wear as well, whether you've been going along the journey and using your own makeup up. I just feel that I collect a lot, and I try not to buy too much unless it's products I really need. But I do get a lot, mainly in advent calendars, but I have had beauty boxes over the years, and obviously I've got to work through them. But like I say, thank you very much for watching, as I do appreciate your time is valuable. Hopefully I shall see you again in another video, but otherwise I'll see you soon, and bye for now.